share my screen. But live it is coming proper. But live is coming good. On the YouTube, if you okay. Okay. So till now we discussed, like we will revise one more time. So the first had discussion we have completed with the operators. Operators. So operators main purpose. So operators is it is a symbol which is used to perform the operations. Which is used to perform the operations. So with this we have completed the arithmetic operators, arithmetic, arithmetic operators, and next assignment operators, assignment operators, and I would say relational or comparison operators, relational or comparison operators. We can say it will have the two names, comparison operators, and next thing, logical operators. Had completed logical operators. Hmm. Ah. With this we will be having increment and decrement operators, increment, or we can say increment and decrement operators, decrement operators. Next, so both unary operators comes under the increment and decrement operators itself. Next, we had completed dot operator, and new operator, new operator. So in the under the operator concepts, we have completed these all the concepts. We had completed these all the concepts. So here we'll be having one more operator itself, that is the ternary operator. Ternary operator, or we can say conditional operator. Conditional operator. Conditional operator. So this one we will discuss, and then after the operators we had completed the conditional statements. Conditional statements. Conditional statement. Under the conditional statements, we had the completed. I would say first one simple if, and if else, and if else if, nested if, nested if, and switch case. Switch case. So under the conditional statement, we had completed session with these all the concepts: simple if else, nested if, and switch cases, and switch case. So after that, we had discussion with looping statements. Looping statements. So under the looping statements, we had completed the session with first one is the while loop, and second one is the do while loop. Second one is the do while loop, and third one is the for loop, and fourth, and under the for loop we will have one more loop, that is the nested for loop. Nested for loop. And after this we have the for each loop. So for each loop we will discuss at the session of arrays. So instead of this, we have completed these all the concepts like while loop, do while loop, for loop, and nested for loop. Nested for loop. And we have completed one more concept also, that is data read from the keyboard. Data read from the keyboard. In this we had completed the first one is we can use the scan class. With the scan class you can able to read the data read from the keyboard. That is the first one. And second one is the buffer reader. Second one is buffered reader. Guys, I am speaking here, but some disturbance also coming there. So due to that issue, I guess my voice is not properly for you. I am speaking, but some background voice also coming. So that is the issue, I guess. Voice is not. Actually, I am speaking, but some background noise is coming. So that is the issue, I guess. Data read from the keyboard. So within this, we have like discussed about the scanner class. So previous sessions we have discussed about the scanner class. So next one is the buffer reader. Buffered reader. So and then we can take the read command line arguments. Command line arguments. With these topics, we can read the data from the keyboard. We can read the data from the keyboard. So last session we had discussion with the scanner class. We had discussion with the scanner class. So with the help of scanner class, we can able to read the data from the keyboard. And today we'll discuss about the how to read the data from the keyboard. How to read the data from the keyboard. So these are the concepts we have covered in the in the perspective of logical thinking. The perspective of logical thinking. Like whoever is good at logical thinking, those guys need to practice these concepts: operators, conditional statements, and looping statements. Conditional statement, looping statements, and operators. Okay. So now I will go the session with buffer reader. So how will you read the data from the buffer reader meaning? First thing, I will give the scenario like write the Java program to read the data from the keyboard. With using multiple conditions like below. The conditions should be like this: if the student got the score in between 90 to 100, should give the grade 10. This is the grade 10. And if the person like the student got a score in between 80 to 100, 80 to 90, you should give the grade 9. And in the same way, remaining also like 70 to 80, you should give the I would say you should give the rating 8. And in the same way, remaining also. I'm copying this one. This one is like we should mention I would say 60 to 70. 60 to 70. You should give the 7 rating. Finally here I am mentioning like this: 0 to 60, you can say study well. We will write the program like that. We can write the program like that: study well. Clear with this one? So like previous cases, we have hard coded whatever the programs we have written. We have hard coded, meaning there itself we can I will write the program, then we'll get the clarity. So I will open and I will take new file. Taking new file. The file name I am mentioning like grade validation. The file name you can give anything. grade validation dot java. Okay, so I am simply opening my file, grade validation, and public class grade validation, and from here to here, this is the scope of the class, and public static void main and string args, and here I would like to mention this is the scope of main method. So here we have the multiple conditions. Like if I hard coded, so we'll try with the hard coded. Like if I mention, I would like to mention grade equal to, I would say I will take the marks equal to, like if the person get the 70, we'll be having the multiple conditions. Like first you should take the if, and from here to here we'll be having scope of if like this. I would like to write like this here. Here marks same, I would say less than or equal to 90, and marks less than or equal to 100. This is the one condition. So in this condition, if the condition is satisfied, what I am writing, I would like to write like this: system dot out dot println. So here he passed with a 10 grade. He got 10 grade. This is the message I would like to print when the person is satisfied with this condition. I would like to display this message. In the same way, I would like to take like few more conditions also. If else, here my condition is marks greater than or equal to 80, and marks less than or equal to 90. From here to here, this is the scope of else block, this is the scope of else if block, and here I would like to print this message. What message should I print? System dot out dot println, and he got 9 grade. Okay, in the same way, the same statement I would like to copy from the statement from there, and I'm copying here. Here I will change 70 to 80, and then here I'll change 9 to 8. In the same way, I will take one more thing, that is I would like to mention 60 to 70. I would like to display the message study well. So this much is clear. Here what I did here, this is the hard coding. Int marks is the variable name. I am initializing the variable name with the number, that is the 70. This is the hard coding. If I like, I would say, if I compile the file, if I execute the file, we will get the result. Result like we have taken the marks is 70 meaning this is in between. He got the 8th grade. So I will save the file, and I will compile the file, and I will execute the file. Then we'll get the clarity. Where the file is available, there you should open the command prompt. I am opening my command prompt. I would like to compile my file. So Java C file name you should give here. So I will open one more time. Java C and grade validation read validation.java. If you see, the file has successfully compiled Java and I would say grade validation. If you see, he got the 8th grade, meaning whatever the value we have initialized, that is the hard coding. That is the hard coding. So this way is not recommended. Hard coding is not recommended. So instead of this hard coding, we can read the data from the keyboard. We can read the data from the keyboard. We can read the data from the keyboard in 3 ways. One is the scanner class, second one is the buffer reader, third one is the command line argument. Command line argument. So in the previous sessions we had completed the how to read the data from the scanner class. Today we will discuss about the how to read data from the keyboard by using the buffered reader. By using the buffered reader. Buffered reader is also predefined class which is used to read the data from the keyboard. Which is used to read the data from the keyboard. So I will in the MS Paint I will draw and I will show you how the internally process is happening. So this much is clear. I will open MS Paint. So buffer reader is the predefined class. Predefined class. The main purpose of buffer reader is to read the data from the keyboard. This is the, you can assume, this is the buffer reader, buffered reader class. Buffer reader. Buffer reader class. This one is the predefined class. The main purpose of buffer reader class is to read the data from the keyboard. But it is not read the data from the directly from the keyboard. It need one assistant. It need one assistant. That assistant name is the input stream reader. It need one assistant. That assistant name is the input stream reader. Input stream reader. So I will write here. Then you know we'll get the clarity. Input stream reader. Input stream reader. The main purpose of buffer reader is to read the data from the keyboard, but it won't directly read the data from the keyboard. It will take one assistant. It will use one assistant. It need one assistant. That assistant name is input stream reader. Input stream reader. So initially it will read the data from the keyboard. That data it will give to the buffer reader. That data it will give to the buffer reader. So the main purpose of the input stream reader also to take the input to the data from the keyboard. So this is the assistant for the buffer reader. Buffer reader is the main class. This main purpose also read the data from the keyboard. It need one assistant. That assistant name is the input stream reader. Input stream reader. So here they will take the data like this. System dot in. In meaning we are taking into the system. We are taking data into the system. Out meaning we are returning data from the system. Here we are using system.in. System.in meaning we are taking the data into the system with the help of input stream reader. Input stream reader is the assistant for the buffer reader. Buffer reader. With the help of these two, we can read the data from the keyboard. System.in meaning we are taking data into the system. We are taking data into the system. Input stream reader is the assistant for the buffer reader. So with the help of they both, we can read the data from the keyboard. We can read the data from the keyboard. Whatever the data we are taken, so initially the data who will take input stream reader will take. After that, the data the class it will give to the buffer reader. So this will happen internally. This will happen internally. So the same process I will you write the programmatically. We'll see one by one. Input stream reader is the like predefined class. Buffer reader also predefined class. Predefined class. I will show you in the document also itself. So right now, this is the hard coded value. This is the hard coded value. So first I need to read the data from the keyboard. First we need to create the object for the input stream reader. Input stream reader is the predefined class. How will you access the predefined class in our file? We need to create the object. Whenever you create the object, then only you can able to access the predefined classes. So here also I would like to create the object for. So how will you create the object? New, with the help of new keyword, you can create the input stream reader. Input stream reader. What I am doing, I am taking input to the system, input into the system. That's why you should mention system.in. So with this I have successfully created one object. This object I am storing one reference variable, that is ISR, whatever you can take, anything you can take. I am taking this ISR is the reference variable. This reference variable data type is class name, input stream reader, input stream reader. So this much is clear. You guys clear with this point? So we are discussing about the buffer reader. Buffer reader main purpose is to read the data from the keyboard. But it won't directly read the data from the keyboard. It need one assistant. That assistant name is the input stream reader. So first input stream reader will take the data from the keyboard. The data it will give to the buffer reader. Input stream reader is the assistant for the buffer reader. It is a mediator in between the buffer reader and our keyboard. So this you should remember. I would say this process will happen internally. So this is the predefined class. So how will you say that is the predefined class meaning? So I am going with my document. For taking input and output, there we have one package, that is the input and output package. So I am opening this one. If you observe here, these many packages we have, java.beans and java.lang package. If you observe here, java.io meaning input and output, java.io meaning input and output. So if I open this package, if you observe, there we have the interfaces and classes. If you see here, can you please read this one? Buffer reader. If you see here, buffer reader read the text from character input stream, buffering character so as to provide for the efficient reading of the characters, arrays and lines. This is the buffer reader. And if I go with input stream reader, this is the B and I should go with I. If you observe here, this is the class. Which one is the predefined class? If you read this line, please read this one, all of you. Input stream reader is a bridge from byte stream to character stream. So here it will act as a mediator in between the buffer reader and input stream reader. So same thing. What I did here is input stream reader. So I have created the object for the input stream reader. So I had stored that input stream reader in the reference variable, that is the ISR. And in the same way, so with the help of this input stream reader, I had successfully read the data from the keyboard, and that data I need to give to the buffer reader. So for that purpose, I will mention I need to create the object for the buffer reader, new buffered reader, and buffer reader. So I had created the object the buffer reader. Now I will create one reference object, a reference variable for this object. For that purpose, you can give, I am giving br meaning buffer reader, and class name buffered reader, and whatever the data we are reading, the data will be stored in this reference variable. This reference variable you need to pass as a parameter to the buffer reader object. So these two lines are clear. What I did, these two lines are clear. Input stream reader, it will take the data from the keyboard. All the data will be stored in the reference variable ISR. This is the parameter I am passing input to the buffer reader object. Whatever the data it is taking from the keyboard, the data will be ISR is holding the data. That data I am passing to the buffer reader object. This much is clear. Buffer reader object, and then under the buffer reader, if I open buffer reader document, so buffer reader is the class. Class is nothing but combination of variables and methods. There will be having some methods. We'll try to understand the methods. If you see the readline method data type is the string, and what the main purpose of the readline method, you can read this one. Read a line of text. If you see read method, read a single character. If you want to read the single character, then you should take the read method. If you want to read the like a group of characters, then you should go for the readline method. Now I am going with the readline method. I am also going with the way the readline method is available under the buffer class, under the buffer reader. If you observe here, this is the buffer reader class. It is having the variables and methods. If I scroll down, we'll be having the methods, different methods we have, like readline method, which is read the group of characters, and read method is for reading only single characters. But my requirement is I would like to read the group of characters. So br dot readline method. So what this method will do, it will read the data from the keyboard. So for understanding purpose, here I will take one print statement. Here I would like to one print statement, system.out.println. I would like to mention it should be read the data from the keyboard, like that. This is the dummy message. Read the data from the keyboard. This is the dummy message actually. Okay, this is the dummy message, and I had read the data from the keyboard. I need to store this data into somewhere str. This is the reference variable. This data type is the string. This much is clear. You guys are clear with this point? Clear? So if you observe here, but my program is if I go with the string value, it is reading the data from the string. If I go with the string, so should I validate all the values? Should I validate this? Here we have the numbers 90 and 100. So how can I validate the string? We need to convert string to data type. So how will you convert? We have one concept, that is the typecasting. With the help of typecasting, we can convert one data type to another. Data type. Here also, we are reading the data in the form of string, but here we have the conditions in integer values. In integer values, if I go with the string value, we cannot validate, we cannot check the condition. How will you check the conditions? We want integer values, then only you can check the condition, then only you can check the conditions. So for that purpose I need to change the string into the string into integer values. How will you change? So there will have the one integer dot will be having parseInt. Here what does it mean by integer? So integer is the predefined class. I will show you that one. So which is available under the java.lang package. If you observe here, java.lang package. If I open that package, if I scroll down, we have the classes. If you see boolean, byte, character, and class. If you see integer, if I open the integer, so here you can see the methods will be there. The methods will be there. Yeah, this is the thing. parseInt, and you can say you can all of you read. Can you please read this one? parseInt, which is a method. The main like method purpose is they will do some operation. Here this method, what operation it will do? It will convert string to decimal integers. Okay, clear with this point? So here also I am using the integer. Integer is the class name. So I am accessing with the class name, meaning this is the static method. That's why I am accessing with the class name. Integer is the class name. I am invoking like this method with the help of class name, meaning this is the static method, and I am calling that static method with the help of class name. Integer is the class name, parseInt is the static method. That's why I am calling static method with the help of class name. So that we will get the clarity at the types of variables. Now we should try to understand. Integer is the class name. Under the class we have the methods. Lot of methods we have. There we are using the parseInt. The main purpose of parseInt method is it will convert string to integer. Okay. So here I would like to pass this I will pass as a input to this method, and the entire thing I am storing in one reference variable, that is the marks, and this marks data type is the int. So what will happen now? I will read the data from the keyboard. Everything, whatever the data you are giving from the keyboard, so it will be taken as the string type only. But here on our program, all the conditions are integers. If I go with the string, it is not possible to validate the conditions. So how will you validate? We need to convert string data type to int data type. You need to convert string data type to int data type. There will be having one method, that is the parseInt method. The main purpose of parseInt method, it will convert a string data type to integer data type. So here I am converting string to integer data type. Now I can validate. So this is the hard coding. Now I will remove this one. I am saving. I am going here and Java C, and you see now. If you see the error here, input stream reader, we cannot find the symbol, and then buffer reader, we cannot find the symbol. What does it mean? We need to import the statements. Why? Because if I open this document, if I open this document, input stream reader and buffer reader all are available under the java.io package. Java.io package. So if you not mention import packages here, then it will throw the, we cannot find the symbol. We cannot find the symbol. Why? Because you should mention, whenever you mention I would say import statement here, then only the command prompt will know these classes are coming from this package. If you not mention, it will throw this kind of error. We cannot find the symbol. We cannot find the symbol. So here we need to mention import packages, import java.io, java.io, I would say java.io dot. We can mention with the class names, and we can directly mention with star dot star also. So input stream reader, and in the same way you can mention with import java.io dot buffer reader, buffered reader. So we need to follow the naming conventions. So with that only the all the persons will understand easily our code. So we have import the statements. Okay, and simply going here, and I am compiling my file. You know, one exception is coming, IO exception. So we need to throw one exception. For that purpose, simply go here. We need to throws IO exception, IO exception, and I am saving the file. I am compiling the file. So throws spelling bomb, I guess. Throws IO exception. This is the main method. Throws exception, I guess. There is no space. Yeah. So the file has successfully compiled. Now we need to run our file. So I will use so Java. We had successfully compiled our file, and we need to run our file. Read the, so in previous cases it will directly, it was showing directly directly result, but it is not directly showing. It is asking data from the keyboard, for example, if I give the 80, then what we will get the result. If I give the 80, what we will get the result? We will get the 9 grade. We will get the 9 grade. If I give the 90, then what we will get the result? We will get the 10 grade. We will get the 10 grade. If I give the 70, what we will get the result? So this is the dynamic. We are giving the values from the keyboard. So based on the input value, it is validating. It is checking all the conditions. So where the condition is satisfied, there whatever the dummy message we have given, that dummy message is coming. Okay. So I am going with 70, and so if you observe here, he got 8th grade. He got 8th grade. He got 8th grade. He got 8th grade. So anyone have any confusion about the input? I would say buffer reader.
So the function same as scanner.
Now scanner.
So what is the purpose of using this? And you have mentioned here we read condition. So by default it will take input.
Exactly. Uh, uh, only string values.
By default only it will take string. Like scanner we don't have int, we don't have any like that. So whatever we are taking, we are giving input. The AT also it is taking as a string only. So we are converting that string into the int using this function.
Basically, like whatever like front end people and back end people, everything they will deal with the strings only. So strings is the very important concept. Like whatever the message, for example, we are sending the message in the WhatsApp. So everything, the data will be stored in the form of string only. Everything, the data will be stored in the form of string only. So string concept is very important. Here also buffer reader also read the string values. It will read the string values. We are converting. So later based on the requirement we will convert.
But we can use scanner instead. Why can we compare?
No. Basically compared to scanner, this one is the recommended. Input stream reader, it will take the read.
Why is it?
Uh,
Reason?
Basically reason meaning you can read the data in three ways. Through the scanner also recommended, this one also recommended. But compared to that one, this is the way we can read the data from it.
Scanner is like very easy and whatever the value we give, we can input take in that format only. Like if we are giving integer, we can give it. If we are giving string, we can use that one.
Yeah,
But it takes
basically, hmm? uh, two. This one. No, this one is optional. This one is optional. So if you give the this one, then you know it will you will get the this message like read the data from the keyboard. If you not given na, it will like you don't get the clarity like where it is asking or not. The exceptions that is asking exception. That's why you are throwing the exception. Huh? It will ask you need to throw the exception. If not ask, no need. It is asking exception, so that's why I am throwing the exception. Guys, I will explain one more time. Basically, this is the very important. Buffer reader is the very important. So compared to scanner, I would say this is the one way to read the data from the keyboard. Through the scanner also you can read, but we can most of the time we will use in the buffer reader itself only. Buffer reader itself only. In the real times, we will use buffer reader only. Why? Because we are taking the everything in the format of strings only. Like the front end people, if you want to pass the data our back into front end also, we can pass the data in the form of strings only. Everything will be in the form of strings only. So here we are taking the data from the keyboard. This is the second case to take the data from the keyboard. So buffer reader is the predefined class. The main purpose of buffer reader is to read the data from the keyboard, but it won't read the data directly from the keyboard. It will use one assistant. That assistant name is the input stream reader. So first input stream reader read the data from the keyboard, and that data will give to the buffer reader. And the buffer reader read the data. Reader read the data in the form of strings only. It will read the data in the form of strings only. So we need to convert that string data based on our requirement. Here our requirement is, our validation is all based on the integer types. We had successfully read the data from the keyboard in the form of string values. That string we are converting into the integer format. So marks is the, I would say, now marks is the integer variable. Now with the help of this variable, we are validating all the conditions. Marks. So wherever the condition is satisfied, that's a message should display. So like this is the step number one. So what will happen? The internally process is, whenever you will get the data will be stored. The first here. The data will be stored here. That is the step number 1. The data will be stored here. The data we are taking from the keyboard. From the keyboard. Here we have the keyboard. This is the keyboard, you can assume. And whatever the data we have given, the data will be will read from keyboard to here. This is the keyboard. This is the keyboard, and the data will be stored here. This is stored here. This process is step number 1. This process is step number 1. So this we are processing. This we are processing as a input to the second class. The same we are processing input to the buffer reader, and same we are storing this reference variable. So the entire process is step number 2. Step number 2. Step number 2. And this, so we will take the data. So directly it will take the data. We have the one method. The main I would say this method main purpose is take the read data from the keyboard. Take the read data from the keyboard. So it will take the data from the keyboard. This is, I would say, this is the string type. We are converting this string type into the integer. So with the help of this integer, we can validate all the conditions. We can validate all the conditions. Where the condition is satisfied, that display, that message we will display. That message we will display. So this is the process will happen internally. This is the step number 1, and the same input we are passing input to the other object, that is the buffer reader object, and that is the step number 2. And we have the read line method. With the help of read line method, we can read the group of characters. We can read the group of characters. If you go with the read method, we can read only single character. If you observe here, if I open my document, I will cancel this one. If I open, which method is this one? Integer method. That is the buffer reader method. Should go with java.io package. There we have the buffer reader. If I scroll down, if you see read method, which is used to read the single character. If I want to read the like multiple characters, then we will go for the single line read line method. Read line method is the main purpose is read the line of text. Line of text meaning group of characters. Group of characters, you can read the group of characters with the help of read line method. Read line method purpose is to read the group of characters. In the same way, group of characters, same way I am going here. Where is my program? Yeah, this is my program. So I am reading the data from the keyboard. I have read the data from the keyboard. That data I have passed to parameters to the object, and this is the method which will read the data from the keyboard, and this is in the string format. We are converting that string format to integer values. Total 4 steps: 1, 2, 3, and 4. This integer is predefined class. This method is where this method is available under the integer class. And under the integer class, how will you access the for example, this class is having variables and methods. How will you access the variables and methods? You can access with the dot operator. So dot operator is the one operator. With the help of this dot operator, you can access variables and methods. So variables and methods, if we access with the class name, that is the static method. In this case also, %, is the static method. We are accessing the static method with the help of class. Integer is the class name, %, is the static method. We are accessing static method with the help of class name. I am calling the static method I am storing that static method in one variable. That variable data type is the int. Now with the help of this variable, I am validating all the conditions. Where the conditions is satisfied, that display we will display. That message we will display. Clear with this one? Clear with this one, or anyone have any questions? So based on this, I will give like more assignments today. Based on this input stream data itself, I will give more assignments. This is the very important actually. Anyone have any questions? So if not, I will open the previous document. Clear with this one? So after this, so last session we had missed this one. Ternary operator or conditional operator. Condition. If you observe here, what does it mean by ternary? Ternary meaning 3. Ternary meaning 3. 3 operators. 3 operators. So the main purpose of ternary operators meaning, so based on the condition, we can make the decisions. Based on the condition, we can make the decision. So this is the main purpose of the ternary condition. Is there any syntax for the ternary operator? Yes, we have the syntax. What is the syntax for the ternary operator? So first one, we need to take the condition, and then question mark, condition, and then question mark, and here we have the expression one is to, this is expression one is to expression 2. This much is clear. Ternary meaning 3 operators. This is the one operator, and this is the one operator, and this is the one operator. So based on with the help of 3 operators, we can make the decisions. The main purpose of ternary operator or conditional operators main purpose is, based on the condition we can make the decisions. Based on the condition, there we have the condition. If the condition is true, then we can make the some decisions. If the condition is false, we can make the some decisions. Based on the conditions, we can make the decision. Is there any syntax for the ternary operators? Yes, we have the syntax. That is the this one. First we will give the condition, and based on the conditions, for example, if I will write some dummy program here, then we'll get the clarity. Like public class, and I would like to mention the class name, and so here we have the main method, public static void main. So directly I will write the program, then we'll get the clarity. So where is this one? Very shape. So I will take any other file. There I will write one dummy program. We'll get the clarity. So here we have the test.java. I am opening this file. So I'm from here to here. I am removing this one. So this much is clear. Class name is the test, and this is the main method. Okay. Now I would say we are doing ternary operators. Ternary operator syntax is, we need to take the 3 operators. For example, here I would like to take int a equal to some value 10, and the same thing, int b equal to, I would like to take some value 20, and here what I am doing, first what I said, first one is the condition. So here what I am taking is a less than or equal to b. The condition is true or false? The condition is true. When the condition is true, then I need to make some decision. What kind of decision should I take? Here we need to take the expression 1 and expression 2. what should I take in the expression 1 and expression 2? Here I would like to display the yes, and I would like to colon, I would like to display the no. I would like to display the no, and I am terminating. This is the condition. Based on the condition, I need to take the, if the condition is true, I would like to display the yes. If the condition is false, I would like to display the no. These are in string or some other data types. These all are in string values. So that's why what I'm doing, I'm storing in the string format. This is clear. I have initialized two variables. Simply I am checking the condition. If the condition is true, then I would like to display the yes. If the condition is false, I would like to display the no. And simply what I am doing, I would like to display system.out.println and yes. Clear? This one is clear. Ternary operator is also very important. So in the real-time scenarios, we will use the ternary operator also itself. So three operators we will use. This is the condition, expression 1 and expression 2. If the condition is true, then expression 1 will execute. I am saving this one. I am going to here, Java C. I would say test.java. Java test. If you see, yes, I get the S result. You can, if it is condition is false, for example, A is less than or equal to, if I mention the 5, if I go here, if I compile the file has compiled. No, we are getting the no. So we need to take the three operators. This is the one operator, and this is the expression 1 and expression 2. So we are having everything in the form of I would say string format. I am storing into the string, and I am printing the string. This is the ternary operator or conditional operator. So I will go here. So here, if the condition is true, then expression 1 will execute. Expression 1 will execute. You need to remember this point. The condition is this is the syntax for the ternary operators. Ternary meaning three operators. So here it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then expression 1 will execute. Here also our program, whatever the program we have written. So here also, when the condition is true, expression 1 will execute. If the condition is false, then expression 2 will execute. If the condition is false, expression 2 will execute. So clear? So with this we have completed like operators. In the operators we have completed arithmetic operators, assignment operators, relational or comparison operators, logical operators, and these two are comes under the unary operators. Under the unary operators we have the increment and decrement operators. Here also we will be having post and pre. And here also we have the post and pre and a dot operator and a new operator, ternary operator or conditional operator, and I would say conditional statements. Under the conditional statements we have completed with simple if, if else if, nested if, switch case. After this we have completed the looping statements like while, do while, and for nested for loop and for each loop. In the interview perspective, regular they will ask the question, the difference between the while and for loop. While and for loop. For is the range based loop, while is the condition based loop. While is the condition based loop, for is the range based loop. So while is like it will execute until the condition is true. For is range based loop, so it will also execute the until the condition is true. This is the range based loop, this is the condition based loop. And nested for loop is for it is used for pattern printings, pattern printing. So we'll be having the pattern printings. So at the time of pattern printings we will use the nested for loop. So for each loop is also very important, and this we will discuss in the arrays concept. And next thing is read the data from the keyboard. We will be having three concepts. One is the scanner, buffer reader, command line argument. So scanner class we had completed, and buffer reader today we have completed. And with this buffer reader I will give the more examples today. Every program we can take the you can read the data from like this. We can read the data from like this, and you can validate the conditions, and you can show the result. And after this, so Turner operators, basically it will have the three operators. With the help of three operators we will check the condition, and then we will make the decisions. Based on the condition we will make the decisions. So this is the syntax for the Turner operators. You guys, any project you can take, like banking, like phone pay, any banking you can take. So most of the projects are depends on these concepts only. Operators, conditional statements, looping statements. If you are good at these concepts, you can easily survive. These are very important. Like any banking sector you go, any like whatever I have seen the projects, all the programs, the backend coding based on these operators, these three logical concepts only: operators, conditional statements, looping statements, and strings. So these all comes under the logical thinking. Every project depends on these concepts only. So these concepts are very very important. You multiple times you go through it, you should do the practice. You can share in the group. Multiple programs you can practice. These are the very very important concepts. Conditional statements, looping statements. Any project you can take. So the backend programs are depends on these only. These are very important actually. So multiple programs you can practice on it. So I will share the today assignment on like BufferedReader. So please go through it. You can do the assignments and you can share in the group itself.